The 2011 Frontier League All-Star Game will be held at All Pro Freight Stadium in Avon, Ohio, home of the Lake Erie Crutchers. In addition to the game, All-Star Week will feature a home run derby, a fan fest, and many more surprises. For more information on this All-Star event, visit LakeErieCrutchers.com.
Pitch down and away for a ball to Josh Flores. He started that 2-out, 4-run rally in the first with an infield single. And here, bouncer, just fair behind the bag, and is going to be safe at first again as Cox just plain dropped the ball.
Well, I would have liked to seen him glove that ball and try and throw Flores out. I think it would have been a close play and an exciting play to watch, but who cares? Josh is on first, and it's a good start to the inning.
Well, and I think that might be a hit because Fox had to field it just barely fair behind the bag with Josh going down the line. Like you say, I don't think he was going to get him anyway.
Well, and you have the benefit here of Dave Laquetta, who is the official scorer for all our games here. He knows how, and then it's a hit. He just put it up there.
Yep. So 2 infield singles in a row for Josh. Eric Liss will take that fastball inside for ball 1.
You know, another official scorer who's not familiar with Josh may say, well, he had a chance to throw him out. Well, that would have been a much tougher play than most people realize.
Stretch and the 1-0 pitch to Liss. Check swing down low for a ball. I'll tell you what, that's as well populated as I've seen our left field berm so far this year, which is nice to see.
And oddly enough, you know, the more people, usually the stands are more crowded behind our home dugout, and then but the berm, a lot of people like to stay out of the sun a little bit, and so they go to left field versus right.
But the cloud's helping out a little bit here. That pitch high and outside for a ball. 3-0 to Liss. Fox would be next, and nice if we could add a few more here. And a high fly ball, deep right field, and this one's going to go over everything for a long 2-run home run for Eric Liss. 6-0 Slammers.
That was a no-doubter the minute it left the bat. And there is a group of kids running over. The ball bounced right next to the Cornerstone building and down the street, and that's one of those, Mark, that's still rolling towards the high school. It's going right down the street.
Wow.
And a group of kids in the park are looking to see where the ball ended up.
8 home runs now, 32 RBIs for Eric Liss, and he's really, after a slow start, I think it's safe to say he's figured this league out now.
Yeah, and I can tell you that he is on my All-Star ballot as I voted for him.
Me too. Pitch down low for a ball.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the rules when we talked about it on Wednesday, and it is, I thought it was the official score. It makes more sense for the broadcaster who's, so once again, my error.
Line shot, base hit right field. David Fox keeps things going. So the 2-run home run by Liss, and now Fox with a single. There's still nobody out here in this 3rd inning. Now brings up Sean Eston, and they're going to have a little mound meeting.
David Fox came into this ball game hitting at 229, but he's got 2 hits today, and he's impressed me, Mark, so far. He's been a real good pickup.
No doubt about it. So while they talk, a chance we haven't really mentioned is their manager is Hal Lanier.
Yeah.
And Hal Lanier, well, he spent 10 years as a major league infielder, if you've heard that name before. He spent 8 years with the Giants, 2 with the Yankees. He coached with the Cardinals and was on that staff when they won the World Series in '82. He managed the Houston Astros, 86, 87, and 88. He was the National League Manager of the Year in 1986, and he's here managing in the Frontier League with this Normal Cornbelters team. So that's a really neat thing. Of course, Hal spent some time in Winnipeg, here in Joliet, and a couple of years in Sussex before becoming the Cornbelters' first manager last year. This is just their 2nd year of existence. And, of course, our first in this league. That pitch up ball to Eston.
Well, folks, you can email any comment or question to radio@JolietSlammers.com.
That pitch just inside a ball, 2-0. And their hitting coach is Boots Day.
Boots Day?
First season on the staff.
No kidding.
And I remember him. I remember having a Boots Day Chicago Cubs baseball card when I was a youngin'. There's a foul to the screen.
I went to Boots Day Day.
Did you really?
I did.
You spent 6 years with the Cubs, Cards, and Expos. And now he's the hitting coach. With Normal, pop foul, first base side, and that's going to go up about halfway up into the stands.
Yeah, we got an email this morning, actually, on our radio at JolietSlammers.com account, and it says, we are David Fox's grandparents from Alamo Gordo, New Mexico. I think I said that properly. We've been listening to the broadcast through the internet, enjoying them very much. Good job. Thank you for that comment. We are at Gunderson, Colorado, fishing at Blue Mesa Lake through July 5th. We will be in Joliet August 23rd for 4 games and hope to meet you then, hoping the Slammers are in first place. Alan and Helen Campbell.
Swing and a miss. Eston mad at himself for waving at that breaking pitch. Out number 1 brings up Kyle Manis, who had a 2-run single. And that big 4-run first for us. 6-0 Slammers as is here in the third.
Well, Alan and Helen, we certainly look forward to your visit, and you're welcome to come up to the broadcast booth here on the Grant Appliances and Electronics and More suite level, and stop by and see us. And enjoy your fishing trip, more to the point.
Exactly right. Manis, that was a great job of hitting, by the way, and that 2-run single for him in the first.
Yes.
2 strikes, goes the opposite way, puts it into right and drives in 2. And takes ball 1 there. The wind's blowing out to the right, but that wind could have been blowing in from the right. It wouldn't stop the home run by Liz.
It's blowing out hard.
Yep, it is. Breaking ball will be in there, a strike at the belt.
I don't know if it's doing the fans much good in the stands. It's I don't know what the game time temperature was, but it is humid.
Well, the heat index at the first pitch was 97. Let me check now. That's some cloud cover is helping a little bit now. That one just inside for a ball. No, it's all the way down to 89 now. But humidity still 54%. Not like 89 is any revelation, but every little bit helps. Again, yesterday was 103 downstate.
Wow.
It was nasty. Chopper foul of third.
You had a little problem with the equipment yesterday, didn't you?
Not yesterday at all. Nope, I figured it all out.
Yeah, you said you made some adjustments. Good for you.
I figured it out. I spent literally about 2 hours with this little blue box, and I downloaded the owner's manual. Because I'm a guy, so therefore you don't read an owner's manual. You know what I mean? There's no, I don't need any stinking owner's manual. Here's the 2-2 down and away, full count to Manis. But obviously, with the trouble we had for the last couple of games, I needed to actually read the said owner's manual. And tweaked a few things here and there and pressed a few buttons and did a few things, and it actually worked out fine, and I think we figured it out finally. But the main gist of it is phone lines are different everywhere you go. And some are capable of carrying a lot of signal and some aren't, and you have to find out which is which. That pitch is high, and it's ball 4 to Kyle Manis.
I'm writing this down, Mark.
So first and second one out for Lee Rubin, like for instance.
Okay.
And they're going to make a pitching change. So we're going to have some time for this story that's only interesting to me. But we're connected at 21,600, whatever that is, bits or baud rate or whatever they call it. But because, we literally just put that phone line in before the season started. So it's a brand new phone line. We revamped everything here. Well, you go other places. Sometimes the phone lines have been around for a while. Who knows what company installed it, all the different things. Well, the line we had down in Southern Illinois, the highest rate we could get was a third of that, was 9,600 basically. So you're at the very low spectrum of even getting a connection is what it turned out to be. So I had to figure out a way to make it so we couldn't lose that very low connection is what it comes out to. So every place you go, it's a different level of connectivity or whatever bandwidth or whatever you want to call it. So they make a pitching change, and so their starting pitcher, boy, they've had a really rough go with their starters. This is and they have been really good. I mean, we're literally right next to each other in ERA in the top 5 in the league, but the last week for them has been a real tough go.
Yeah, it's been miserable for them. Left-handed pitcher Donald Furrow in the game, Mark. 6'4", 200 pounds from Weatherford, Texas. And on the year, Mr. Furrow is appearing in his 7th ball game today. He's got a 3.65 ERA, no record. 1 save to his credit, 12 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 9 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 8 strikeouts, 5 bases on balls, and opponents are hitting at 200 against Donald Furrow.
Just an idea of how we're getting this team at the right time. As we said, the last time through their rotation, all 5 starters had a bad go. And now obviously a rough outing today for Berger. Before that, the previous 2 trips through the rotation, so those previous 10 starts, they had 3 complete game shutouts. So 2 by Ryan Shelton, 1 by Lester. So this Lester 2 starts ago had a complete game shutout, 4-0 over Gateway. Has a rough outing his last time and then a rough one tonight. So again, whatever, for some reason we're hitting him at the right time as Lee Rubin will face the new man on the mound, the lefty Furrow. 2 on, 1 out. Here in the third, we already lead at 6-0, and that pitch high and outside, ball 1.
Well, they came in with a 4-game losing streak, and they were on top of this division, the West Division. They are now 6 games back. I think for a day they were on top of the division.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
But on top of the division nonetheless.
That one up and in. The problem was they lost their last 3 to our rivals, Windy City. They didn't help us at all.
No, including a come from behind yesterday. I think Windy City was winning 7-2.
7-2, I think.
The Normal was winning 7-2 at one point.
Yeah.
So much so that I was at home doing my own Illinois Brick Frontier League scoreboard update.
Exactly.
And I saw what the score was, and I just thought, okay, Windy City's going to lose.
Yeah.
And then I saw the standings later, and I went, wait a minute.
Yeah, well, I kept getting the updates from Aaron Morris in our studios, and well, you won't believe it. They come back continues. I'm like, come on. There's a strike outside corner, 3-1 to Rubin. And then we got on the bus, and again, we were all excited. And Carmen Pignatello asked me. He said, "So what did Windy City do?" Did they lose? I said, "No, they actually came back and won." And he couldn't believe it. 3-1 pitch, and that's high and outside, ball 4. So, boy, this is almost an embarrassment of riches for us here. The way things had gone, we had been struggling to score some runs, but get the big night last night, and now today, 6 on the board already. And now we have the bases loaded, still only 1 out for Ben Farrell.
Yeah, 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Slammers, and no runs on 1 hit, and no errors for the Normal Cornbelters. And I think we put that to rest last time, what a Cornbelter is. Mark? So we'll move on.
Doesn't mean I like it. High fly ball. Deep center field. Should be deep enough. Ramirez will backtrack, make the catch. Runner at third will tag. The throw goes to third base. Could be some trouble here. Ooh, Manis goes in standing because the throw was offline. We get the run, 7-0.
Well, Kyle just made a mistake there, frankly. He didn't slide. And you kids at home, you know what? On a play like that, with the ball coming in from the throw coming in from center field, that was a close play. And he just didn't slide. And you got to slide going into third in that situation.
No runners at the corners. 2 out for Bobby Leeper, who has a bounce out and a fly out. How about 7 runs on the board in the first 3 innings? I think we're happy to be home. I know I am. I'll tell you what, that was a long trip for some reason.
Well, we got a 6-game homestand.
In the dirt, good save by the catcher.
And tonight, the giveaway, not only we have fireworks all 3 nights, Mark, for the first 3 nights. Tonight, tomorrow, and then the 4th of July. Tonight was a baseball card giveaway. Tomorrow's a trucker hat. And I'll be sure to get you one of those.
I still haven't seen the cards, by the way.
I meant to bring some for you. And then a flag on 4th of July.
Oh, boy, Leeper crushes this one to left. Does it have enough to get out of here? Oh, out the base of the wall. Extra bases, 1 run is in. Here comes another. The play at the plate, again offline. Leeper's going to third. 9-0 Joliet.
Boy, Leeper crushed that ball. And actually, Mark, if you ask me, I thought it might go, but it was kind of a catchable ball. How do you pronounce this guy? Is this Mobbs?
Mobbs, yeah.
Yeah. M-O-B-B-S. I didn't know if it was Moobs or Mobbs or what it was. But anyway, he went back on the ball and reached up and kind of alligator armed it right at the end. And just as he got on the warning track, and that's probably why he felt the change from going from the grass to the warning track and got a little case of alligator arms. But we'll take that.
Brad Netzel, swing and a miss. Well, that wind that's blowing out to right, it's sort of in and across. So it actually knocked that ball down. Without that breeze, that one would have been out of here. As it was, it hit the base of the wall.
Yeah, Leeper myrtleized it, Mark.
Yes, he did. Swinging a foul tip. 0-2.
Well, I've said it before. One thing that this team hasn't done this year is go on a winning streak. A prolonged winning streak. I think there are our high season high is 3 games that we've done on a couple of occasions.
Ground ball to short. Right at Augustin. He'll throw his man out, and 9 men come to the plate before the side is retired. And how about the fact that we score 5? So a 4-run first, a 5-run third through 3, 9-0 Slammers. Back after this. Joliet Professional Baseball on WJOL.
When choosing a hospital, you want only the best. But how do you know which one is the safest, has superior outcomes, and satisfied?
Down here, Miguel is going to race Spikes from second base to third base to home plate. Fans, make some noise for Miguel. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And we're pretty neck and neck to begin with here. Spikes with the lead to begin with. Oh, there's J.L. Bird. And down goes Spikes. Miguel's going to keep going home. He's running away from that bird.
Go home. Go to home plate. Thanks, Blue.
Fans, make some noise for Spikes Miguel and I guess J.L. Bird.
That was today's mascot race brought to you by Silver Cross Hospital. Let's give it up one more time for Spikes and our human competitor. Hey, fans.
WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. We got 'em talking.
Top of 4 at Silver Cross Field. How about a 9-0 Joliet lead? That feels good to say. I'm Mark Vasco. He's Bill Walewski. Aaron Morse here as well. Aaron will have the postgame show. So Mendoza's been given a whole lot of a cushion here. We've out hit him 9-1 so far.
Yeah, and so far, Mendoza, who's on a pitch limit today, he's thrown 40 pitches. So pretty effective through 3 innings. And it'd be nice to see him, extend that and maybe go into the 6th or 7th.
Frank Martinez, the second baseman, has grounded out 0 for 1 as he stands in. Well, I tell you what. The first 3 innings have taken an hour, and that's probably a good thing because we need to go a while for the sun to set for the fireworks. We need a 3-hour ball game. Normally, I don't say it, let's have a 3-hour game tonight. Why not? Let's score a whole bunch and have it take some time. There's a strike at the knees.
You had to bring it up.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. 7:05 the next 2 nights.
I've got a plan, Mark.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Chopper right back to the mound. Nice high hop. Mendoza fields throws and gets him one away. 1 down for Daniel Cox, the third baseman.
Going back to the West Division, River City's on top with with a 28-11 record. They've won 4 in a row, and they're 9-1 in their last 10. That's pretty good. Southern Illinois 25-13, 2.5 games back, 4-6 in their last 10.
There's the pitch. There's a shot left center field. It'll drop in there for a single. So 1 out hit for Cox.
And this Normal Cornbelter team at 22-17, they were playing close to 700 ball at one point. 6 games back, they've lost 4 in a row, and they're 4-6 in their last 10. And Bart Zeller and trainer Corey O'Brien coming out to talk to Mendoza. Not sure what happened here.
You know, they must have noticed something. That's interesting. I didn't see that he did any reaction after his delivery or something like that. Maybe they spotted something, but you know, says he's all right.
Yeah, watching it on the monitor, he said, I'm fine. So we will see, and that won't go down as an official visit because it was checking on a potential injury. By the way, we give out these baseball cards today. Corey O'Brien has a card.
I know.
Our trainer has a baseball card. An action photo of him checking on a guy on the field. Unbelievable.
Fisted foul back to the screen to Steve Alexander, the first baseman, who struck out the first time. Again, he is the league's leader in home runs.
And, of course, Corey O'Brien is part of ATI Physical Therapy, which is our presenting sponsor, and they provide our trainer, and he's part of the Slammers family. He does a heck of a good job for us.
Pitch in the dirt, good save by Rubin. Again, so Liss with this home run today now has 8 on the year. You know, and then you go to Alexander, who's got 13 already.
That's a lot.
That's a whole heck of a lot. See what he does with the 1-1 pitch. And swing and a miss. Boy, nice job there on the breaking ball to get it by him on the inside part of the plate. 1-on-1 out, 4th inning. We lead it by 9.
That's nice to say, isn't it?
You better believe it. The 1-2. Line shot, left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Fox will get it back in a hurry. Nice job to hold that to a single. So first and second, 1 out.
A good piece of hitting by Alexander, and they have a little bit of a 1-out rally here. 3 hits on the day now for Normal.
Well, and after checking on him, you know, maybe with his health situation, you wonder if we're going to get somebody loose here after now giving up a couple of hits.
I think we're at 48 pitches right now, so yeah, not sure what the issue is. Nobody tells us anything.
Lefty at the plate, takes outside for ball 1. Asif Shah, the right fielder, has a ground out to second so far. Stretching the 1-0. Ground ball, just foul the first base bag. Manis fielded it. It was going to be an easy out if it had stayed fair, moved over about an inch or so, but no such luck. And that's the nice thing about being home. We're back on natural grass, which I'm still much more fond of. It's going to take me a while to get used to the whole field turf for baseball thing. I got used to it for football, but it's sort of new to me for baseball.
Oh, Ron Biga told me something interesting before today's ballgame. He said that traditionally, historically, teams that play on turf have a real hard time adjusting to grass.
Pitch outside for a ball. Oh, I believe it.
And much more so than the other way around. So and we were talking a little bit about Normal's issues of late. And he said, I've been around this league a little bit, and that's generally a thing.
Here's the 2-1, and that went down and away 3-1. And the other thing is, it's hard on guys' legs. I've already heard a couple of our guys talk about that, saying that you come off a series in, where you're playing on field turf the whole time, and they got a lot more achy knees and things than they normally have.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, I played on the old AstroTurf at the University of Texas, Disch-Falk Field, and you play a doubleheader on that, and that, I'm just talking 2 games in a day, not a series. And you know, the next day you feel like you have shin splints, and it takes a day or so to get over that.
3-1 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. So all of a sudden, things changing up a little bit. So our 9-0 lead in a little bit of jeopardy now. They have the bases loaded and only 1 out. Now Mike Mobbs, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Well, you don't want this game to even be an issue after you jump out by 9. Here comes the first pitch. And a fastball high for ball 1.
Mobbs on the season with the bases loaded, hitting a 200. He's 1 for 5, but he does have 4 RBIs. Wasn't a homer. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe he walked in there or something.
Here's the 1-0. That one down and away. 2-0 the count.
And there's also a good chance he stats it wrong. I don't know.
Well, that's not the first stat that we found that's wrong if it is.
I suppose he could have grounded out and picked up an RBI or something like that as well, but he's 1 for 5.
2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. So 2-1.
Looked to be the change up there, Mark.
The infield's basically like halfway in at this point, defensively, with the bases full.
And a little bit of stirring in the Slammers bullpen, but nobody up and throwing just yet.
Ground ball right at Eston. He'll go to second base for 1. Farrell's relay. In time, double play. Just what we needed there.
Well, Eston had a little bit of trouble with that ball. He recovered nicely through to second. Farrell double clutched a little bit, but he still got him by an eyelash, Mark.
2 singles, a walk, and the Cornbelters do not score. Bottom of 4 on the way. We lead it 9-0. Back after this on WJOL.
ATI Physical Therapy is proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your Joliet Slammers. When your doctor prescribes physical therapy, the choice is yours. The Slammers choose ATI for leading edge techniques, individualized.
Flores, who's 2 for 2, 2 infield singles, 2 runs scored so far.
And he's the guy who got our video board set up, and he put all this together, and he's done he and his people have done terrific work.
Breaking ball down low. See if Josh can get on here. And it's a high fly ball. I mean, a sky-high fly to straightaway center. And waiting and still waiting, and finally the catch made by Ramirez.
It's a pretty nice 9-iron right there. Yeah. It was straight, too, right up the middle.
Absolutely. pin high. But 1 out for Eric Liss.
And he literally, when he went down to get it and just golfed it straight up in the air.
Liss has singled and scored and hit a long 2-run home run so far today. And you knew for him it was only going to be a matter of time. And he is really starting to figure it out here. And a lot of what we talked about for him was, since he's been to AAA, and faced 95 and things, he just had to be more patient and wait back on, the 87 mile an hour sort of things he's going to see here. And then the, 72 mile an hour breaking balls.
He's just a guy who's a professional. He wasn't hitting as well as he would have liked when he first got here. I'm sure, anytime you come to a new team, you want to show him what you can do. You never saw any frustration on him. He just very professional, and that's what comes with confidence and knowing that, I'll get out of this, trusting your ability.
Check swing. He didn't mean to make contact, but he did foul it off. 2-1 to Eric. Well, and that goes in line with what we were talking about with Bart Zeller earlier, and we lost that tough game 2 of that series to Southern Illinois. And that's crushed down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball. That should be a double. This will cruise into second base. Yes, indeed. Stand up 2 base hit. He's 3 for 3. He's a triple away from the cycle now.
Well, when's the last time you saw one of those?
It's been a long time since I've seen one of those.
Well, I'll tell you what, Liss against left-handed pitchers is hitting a 305 coming into today, and he in 256 against the right-handers. He'd almost rather hit against the lefty as he did here.
Yeah, it is a pretty amazing number for him against lefties. David Fox 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, an RBI. And that one, a fastball strike.
Well, Chris Medina going to sing the 7th inning stretch today, Mark. We're not going to be needed.
He doesn't want us as background singers? No. He doesn't really?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
We volunteer. We'll slow down and everything this time. Strike on the outside corner.
Well, I want another shot at it. I do. We're going to take some time, settle in. We need to redeem ourselves because
I personally was willing to give up.
Well, maybe I'll go solo, man. I'll let it ride.
The 0-2 fouled straight back.
And if I blow it again, then that'll...
After all the abuse we took, I'm not sure I want to subject myself to any more, to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, the problem is I can't hear. My hearing is going.
Well, and I'm already deaf, so it means we're in big trouble. Here's the 0-2. Huh? Outside for a ball. Well, if you notice, we also, thanks to Jeff, have a new headphone monitor. So you're now this one. So if you need to go up or down on your headphone volume.
Oh, I got a cough button.
We now have separate headphone volumes because, again, I'm so deaf. I wanted my own because I didn't want to blow anybody else's head off their body.
That's my headset. That's not my mic.
That's not your microphone. That's your headphones.
Let's see. I've coughed multiple times on the air. I've sneezed twice.
Swing and a miss. Fox will strike out. 2 down for Sean Eston. So it's not the actual. This is still your microphone volume.
All right.
But your headset volume is now the second one down over there.
Can I do a deal where I turn you down and I turn me way up?
Well, you're the boss. I'm pretty sure you can do whatever you want. I'm not really in a position to say no. Aston is an RBI single, a run scored, a strikeout. And here's the pitch. And that one down low. 9-0 Slammers in the 4th.
Yeah, 9 runs on 10 hits. Boy, that's also good to see.
Oof. Well, and like I said, the other encouraging thing was the 3 games in Southern Illinois and no errors. Our defense is really starting to pick it up, too. We're just playing well as a team. Strike on the inside corner. But what I was going to say before was, so I'm in the locker room before Game 3 of the series. We had lost a tough one the night before where we didn't do anything offensively. And he goes in, swing and a miss, and Bart was just completely positive. It was, listen, you're a good team. We're a good team. We just got to start playing like it. I mean, it was a great sort of encouraging speech. It wasn't, hey, listen, you know, cussing
Right.
them up and down, you so-and-sos. You know, and then we went out and played a great game. Floater, short center field. It will hang up there long enough for the catch to be made by Shaw to retire the side. We get the double by list, but leave him stranded through 4. 9-0 Joliet back after this on WJOL.
Stay connected to all the baseball at Silver Cross Field all summer long.
Pfister, that's going to be a base hit into center field. Run arounding third. They're going to send in. Here comes the throw. Going to be close. It's up the line, though. 2-0. Line shot right field. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. They'll send another. Here comes the throw. That's going to be up the third base line. Safe at home. 2 more runs come on. 4-0. And a high fly ball. Deep right field, and this one's going to... Oh, boy, Leaper crushes this one to left. Does it have enough to get out of here? Oh, out the base of the wall. Extra bases, 1 run is in. Here comes another. The play at the plate, again offline. Leaper's going to third, 9. Ground ball right at Eston. He'll go to second base for 1. Farrell's relay in. Here's the first pitch. And that one going to be down and in for ball 1 to Keeble, the DH, who bounced out to third so far.
Tyler Keeble. It might be one of my favorite names in the league, Mark.
Well, Southern Illinois has a couple of beauties. There's a foul, deep right field corner. That's going to go just beyond the right field berm. They have Boomer Blanchard at short, does Southern Illinois. And then in the first game of the series, they played Cannon Lester at third.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned that. I should have named my son Cannon.
Here's the 1-1. There is a breaking ball, just misses. So Boomer and Cannon.
Well,
they're their teammates, which I just think is hilarious.
That would be a great battery or maybe a double play combination.
They're going to set off the fireworks after. Swing and a foul to the screen. 2-2.
Problem is, if your name is Cannon, you better be pretty good.
We better have a cannon.
With a name like Cannon, it's got to be good.
Mendoza's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, did just tip it to stay alive. Thought he had missed it, but nope. Just got a piece. And back tomorrow night, 7:05, as you say, the trucker hat giveaway. And I've seen the picture on the website. That's a thing of beauty.
It's hot, I'll tell you.
I'm liking it. Ground ball foul to third.
I think we're going to start a fashion craze.
I think so.
All through Joliet and Will County.
Well, we already have all the orange and green that we're now wearing. I'm liking that trend too. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball. Deep right field, but Flores, plenty of time to get under it, and he will make the catch. 1 away.
Well, Ben Farrell's family checking in. This is Ben Farrell's family. We are coming in tomorrow, Mark.
Oh, very nice.
Excellent to see the Slammers play. So excited to see the faces of the radio announcers. And believe me, we have faces of radio announcers. Nothing better than baseball on the 4th of July. Thanks for all you do, the Farrells.
Well, very
so
nice.
We're looking forward to that, guys. downtown Joliet, and it's those of you who haven't seen it. It's kind of built. This is the 10th year of Silver Cross Field, and it was built with kind of an old-time feel to it. It's a bit ornamental with a lot of steel, and the character and the architecture suits a downtown ballpark. Well, hey, Mark, why don't we do an Illinois Brick Frontier League scoreboard while
Let's
we're
do
at it.
that.
Top of the 4th in Rockford, the Riverhawks and Evansville knotted at 4. Bottom of the 5th from Gateway, the Grizzlies 8, Washington Wild Things 1. Bottom of the 1st, wow, Windy City Thunderbolts at Southern Illinois, and Windy City's winning 3-1. Top of the 6th, the Florence Freedom are winning 3-0 over the Traverse City Beach Bums.
Pitch is high for a ball to Ramirez, our leadoff hitter.
That game in Traverse City, and the Lake Erie Crushers and the River City Rascals are knotted at 3 in Lake Erie.
Kevin Krimmel is on the mound. There's a roller by him. Shortstop Netzel charges from the grass, throws, gets him. Good play.
Nice play by Netzel. He gloved it on the grass and threw off balance. And this is weird with the monitor now.
It's nice to have these replays, isn't it? It's kind of nice.
Now I can see if I blew up my, blew my description. Of course, we're still on radio only, so I don't have to say anything about it.
Frank Martinez at the plate.
Well, last year we were talking about Southern Illinois finished the year 64-32, 667 winning percentage. And then in the first round, in a best-of-5 series, River City defeated Southern Illinois 3-2. So they were out in the first round.
Ground ball foul, the third.
Despite having the best record in the entire Frontier League, they were, and interesting, they played River City. River City finished second, playing 600 ball at 57-38, and they were 6.5 games. Playoffs are a whole new season.
No doubt. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Martinez 0 for 2, couple of ground outs. Again, Krimmel on the mound for us. 6'2", 195, the lefty out of Villanova and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And that one, a roller towards the second baseman, Farrell. 2 steps to his right, Fields throws, gets him, and there's right away 2 down. Brings up Daniel Cox. Krimmel came in 6.03 ERA, but that's a little,
Yeah, that's misleading.
inaccurate, really, when you consider he had that really bad 1 6-run inning in the last outing that blew that up. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that doesn't help the old ERA.
Wind in the 0-1. And we threw that one behind the righty batter Cox.
Yeah, Cox just kind of stood there and.
Well, if you notice, Cox has that huge, like Mark McGuire, elbow pad on. So you can tell he leans into a lot of pitches, but that one went behind him. Swing and a miss at that one.
Nice to follow that up with a breaking ball.
Mm-hmm. Although I was thinking about this, and I'm going to give a little unsolicited shout out to the people at Illinois Brick. My buddy, my college roommate, lives in Downers Grove and went to Illinois Brick. He and I actually went together one day because he decided to build a brick pizza oven in his backyard. And he bought all of his bricks from Illinois Brick here in town. He drove all the way from Downers Grove here to Joliet. It's actually right by Providence Catholic there on Route 30. But it was like it was, and it was the first time I'd ever been in there. It's a really cool place, and he bought all the stuff from there. He loves that place. He's talked to them. He's done business with them a bunch of different times. So I guess I'm just sort of giving the unsolicited plug if you're looking for, bricks for your patio or anything like that, or if you're, nutty like my old college roommate and you want to build a brick pizza oven in your backyard, I guess that's the place to call, I guess is what I'm saying.
Does he use said pizza oven very much?
Oh, all the time.
Does he?
All the time. Here's the 3-2. Pop foul out of play. He's got a lot of land where he lives. He's got a huge backyard, and so they have all sorts of get-togethers, and he'll. It's pizzas for the entire crew. It's actually really cool. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Good off speed. 75 miles an hour. Cox was out in front of it. Struck out. 1-2-3 for Krimmel here in the 6th. Bottom of 6 on the way. We lead at 9-0. Back after this on WJOL.
Shorewood Home and Auto stands behind what they sell. What makes them different from the big box stores is their service. A person will help you when needed, and you'll be greeted upon arrival to their store. The service department services everything they sell, and their parts department will keep you going years down the road. Remember, Shorewood Home and Auto services what they sell and have since 1974. 2 convenient locations, in Shorewood at 1002 West Jefferson Street and in Crete at 1762 Dixie Highway. Shorewood Home and Auto, your one-stop shop for work and play. ATI Physical Therapy is proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your Joliet Slammers. When your doctor prescribes physical therapy, the choice is yours. The Slammers choose ATI for leading-edge techniques, individualized treatment plans, and high-quality comprehensive care.
Let's hear it for the Slammers squad and various interns and grounds crew and staff. Way to go. Slammers would like to wish a happy 5th birthday to Matthew Bruel from Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, and Pawpaw. Happy birthday, Anthony. Love Daddy, Linda, and Isabella, and the Blattners. Happy 29th birthday, Teresa Bardak from Charlie and Carol. Yes, woo, agreed. 13, Josh Flores.
The customers up in the suites area with our other mascot Spikes as we speak. Flores ready. And the pitch to him. And that's going to be high for a ball. Flores, 2 infield singles, 2 runs scored, and a fly to center.
Well, Richard Freeze checking in, Mark.
Pitch outside for a ball.
Radio at JolietSlammers.com. Says Bill and Mark, we are enjoying the game today and do not regret giving up surfing to listen to this game.
Foul out of play, first base side.
He says, keep up this formula for the next 5 home games. We were wondering if we could Skype with you so we could you could show us the game as well. Although unless we are outside or at the beach, we are not as much fun to look at as this game would be. Aloha from Becky and Dick. So thanks, guys, for checking in. Boy, oh boy, what a life.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how. I got to figure out how they managed to do that. Move to Hawaii. There's pitch upstairs. Ball 4, leadoff walk to Flores.
Because the cost of living is so inexpensive there. I mean,
I'm sure.
listen, man, the rule.
Yeah,
of thumb,
they picked the only place more expensive than Chicago to live is Hawaii, probably.
Well, I was going to say, but look at Southern California, anywhere where you have water and beautiful weather.
Well,
I mean,
right.
It's going to be expensive because a lot of people want to live there.
So how do you explain Chicago? We've got the water. It's just the beautiful weather part that we don't really have.
6 months out of the year, it's the greatest place in the world to live.
Swing and a foul tip to Eric Liss. Have a day, sir. Eric Liss, single, double, homer. Just needs the triple. Not asking for much, Eric. Just a triple. Come on. Get our first ever circuit for us. That'd be nice.
And he actually has one this year to his credit, Mark, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Pitch down and away.
Bunch of fans sitting down in the Bud Beach today, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the ball game, which is located in right field.
That one down and away.
It's
2-1.
It's not Hawaii, but it's our version of Hawaii, and that's our Bud Beach. I wonder if they have some buds out in the Bud Beach.
It's not really a bad idea.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Swinging a foul tip. 2-2. Yeah, we've got a thirsty Thursday coming up on this homestand for $1.50 drafts out there by the Miller Lite Party Deck at the Sweet Baby Ray's stand. That'll be Thursday. That'll be fun. Maury Wills coming in for the final 3 games of our homestand, too.
5th, 6th, and 7th. They'll be signing autographs and working with our players a little bit.
2-2. That's another base hit to right field. Great piece of hitting by Eric. Again, didn't overswing.
Well, what he did there was keep his hands back nicely, and he let's see it on the replay. Here it is. It's a breaking ball. Just kept his hands back real nice and stroked it over the second baseman's head.
And as they say, drop the bat head on it.
Yeah, and he's having himself a day.
4 for 4 for him. First and second, nobody out for David Fox.
I don't know if you noticed, this is in high definition, this monitor we're watching.
That one is a strike at the knees. It's pretty amazing, actually.
I mean, you'd sit there at home and say, wow, what a beautiful picture.
Man alive. Which is why they don't point the camera at us, by the way, because the two of us in high def, that'd be a little scary. Pitch down low for a ball.
And what's going on today is they're giving us kind of a preview of what this would look like on television. And now I just got to find a sponsor for that, Mark. They're giving it to us for free today, and now I got to find a
slight detail. 1-1 now to
Hey,
Fox. Look. There we are. Oh, see, I'm hiding behind the post. So
two faces for radio.
You can see half of my face there. That's probably right. That's my good side, if there is one. Swinging a roller towards third. Going to go to second base. Maybe. Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. The third baseman, Cox, was then going to try to tag Flores. They say he ran out of the baseline.
Okay. Boy, that was well, I thought he was going to throw to second. I mean, that's the play to make, and then Flores must have distracted him somehow, and then he went to tag Flores, and by that time he's given up any chance of a double play or a force out anywhere else. And apparently they called Flores out of the baseline, which is probably a good call.
But like you say, that's a great job by Josh, really, because by catching, Cox's attention, it probably cost him the double play. Foul out of play, first base side. First and second, 1 out for Sean Eston, so Fox reaches in the fielder's choice. And List goes to second on that play.
9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Slammers. No runs, only 3 hits, and no errors for Normal.
There's a shot to center field for a base hit. This will stop at third. We'll have the bases loaded and 1 out for Kyle Manis.
Bart was holding him at third no matter what. Ramirez did a little juggling act out there. 1, 2,
wow,
3.
They really are struggling, aren't they? That's just a simple single to center, and he couldn't field it. But yeah, we had already put the brakes on. We'll see what Manis can do. He's walked twice and had a 2-run single. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, down and away, went after it, came up empty, 1 strike.
Well, with the bases juiced this year, Manis is 0 for 3 with 1 RBI. It'd be a nice time to pick up a hit for his first bases loaded hit of the year.
Well, and his situational hitting is getting better, and all of our team's situational hitting is getting better. That's why we're starting to put some wins together now. That pitch down in the dirt.
But, it's really hard. You're talking about going on a streak. It's really hard to, challenge for a division when you don't put a lengthy streak together. So we need to do that pronto.
Hard one hopper to the shortstop who takes it off the chest. Will try to track it down. Throw to first. It's not in time. Everybody's safe. A run comes in 10-0.
Shortstop Augustin, it was a hard hit ball, and it hit him on an in-between hop. It looked like he had to play at second, and then he chose to go to first. Wasn't in time. That, to me, is an error. Mark, we'll see what Dave Lucchetta says. He and I rarely agree.
Bases loaded, only one out for Leah Rubin, who was struck out, flied out, walked, and scored. And it's a hit. And that's a fly ball to left. See if it's deep enough to score the run. It's caught, and we're going to hold him right there. So, yeah, pretty good throw to the cutoff man. So just a fly out by Rubin for out number 2.
Yeah, that was shallow, and you're winning 10-0, and no reason to take a chance there.
Brings up Ben Farrell.
Boy, Augustin, the normal shortstop, he's got a little bit of Juan Uribe in him. He's 5'9" and 195 pounds. I mean, that's height and weight you don't see on many shortstops in professional baseball.
And Farrell floats that one to right field. Diving catch. Nice job by Shaw.
Boy, great catch by Shaw. He backhanded it as he was falling to the ground and made a real nice play.
Boy, left his feet, came up with it. But we get another run. We do leave the bases loaded, but through 6, it's 10-0 Joliet. We're back after this on WJOL.
There are many reasons.
I'm down here with Doug and fans, the president of the Justin Bieber fan club, Jimmy. So fans.
Matt Fields trade from before the season with Southern Illinois. The 3-0. And it's going to be in the dirt. Ball 4, Kasarjan draws the walk. 2 on 1 out for Eric Liss.
You think Liss can pick up his 5th hit here?
See if he can go 5 for 5. Why not?
We're still looking for a triple.
That's right. He still needs the triple for the cycle. Exactly right. That would be a nice way to cap out his day here.
Well, top of 3rd from Southern Illinois, Mark. The Southern Illinois Miners 6. The Windy City Thunderbolts 3.
There you go. That's more like it. We want them to rebound, and plus we want them to beat Windy City, a team that doesn't seem to lose much anymore. Ground ball right side, first baseman, backhand stab. They go to second for 1. The relay to first. Pitcher covering in time for the double play. Well, they've had a couple of defensive gaffes today, but that one pretty impressive. A 3-6-1 double play to retire the side. We're through 7. We lead it 10-0. Back after this on WJOL.
Stay connected.
One strikeout, no walks, and opponents are hitting at .333 against Chris Pack.
Well, combined now, we're as a team throwing a 5-hit shutout. See if we can get 6 more outs and keep it that way. A.J. Miller, the 8-hitter catcher for Normal, will get things started for them. He has a single and a rollout to the first baseman so far.
Well, Pack features a fastball, tops out at 93, and he throws a slider and a change. And what little I've seen of him, I've been pretty impressed so far.
The fans enjoyed the chicken dance right to the bitter end there. They were getting into it. Nice crowd here tonight. That pitch down and in for a ball.
Well, Dietrich always says it's a fan favorite and it'll get you on your feet. And I'm sure you've done many a chicken dance at weddings over the years, Mark.
The 1-0 pop foul out of play to the crowded left field berm.
And to be totally honest with you, I'd pay good money to see that.
There's been a lot of, ball games over the years. I have seen countless chicken dances in 12 minor league seasons, trust me, let alone weddings or what have you. That went down and in, taken for a ball. 10 runs, 14 hits for the Slammers. No runs, 5 hits for Normal. And again, we have no errors once again as well, which is nice to see after no errors in that entire Southern Illinois series. That one will miss down in the zone at 88 miles an hour from Pack. Out of Bennett Academy. Three-one delivery. Ground ball right side. Manas will backhand, drop it, and it's going to be safe at first base. Well, shame of that one was it took a bad hop off the lip of the grass and the dirt there, and he handled the bad hop well, but then when he went to get it out of the glove, he dropped it.
Well, that's Kyle's 11th error of the season, and that's, if you asked him, that was a play he should have made.
Tell you what, he had a really good defensive series down in Southern Illinois, though. He had a couple of great plays last night in particular on some really hard one-hop ground balls. But that one, it's an E3, our first error, just as I had mentioned, how we hadn't made an error.
Way to go, Mark.
Yeah, well, story of my life. High pop foul coming back out of play. Brad Augustin at the plate, who was flied out twice.
A lot of extracurricular baseball business activity going on up here today.
Well, you haven't sat still since you got here. You've been doing your presidential duties. You've been running around, signing things, texting things. It's like you're a multitasking man here tonight. That pitch down and in for a ball.
And still managing to give an award-winning broadcast, Mark.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, you keep saying the award-winning.
Yeah.
Did I miss the ceremony? What award exactly have we won so far?
I will tell you after the pitch.
Oh, okay.
I won an award.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, well, all right then. No wonder I didn't know. Breaking ball upstairs, 2-1 to the 9-hitter.
I won the Francis L. Scopus Award, which is awarded every year to the broadcaster
who signs the most checks.
Yeah, here's another check.
While on the air. Pitch inside for a ball.
It's awarded every year to the broadcaster with the least talent who's currently employed. And named after Francis L. Scopus, who was a morning man for 52 years, Mark, in Corpus Christi, Texas. Never once gave the time, date, or weather in 52 years.
Pitch is high for ball 4. So there's been an error and a walk, and they have first and second, nobody out for Alvaro Ramirez, the leadoff hitter. And all of a sudden, our shutout is in danger.
Yeah, nobody out, runners at first and second, and an error, and Mr. Pack is in just a little bit of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Which, frankly, Mark, I don't want to see any run score, but I need the base runners right now for the fireworks to get a little more dark here.
Well, it's weird that the flags were blowing out to right in a real big way when we started. And now they're barely even moving on the flagpole. Is that one a strike outside corner at the knees? And if anything, they're kind of starting to blow in.
Which, again, is bad for fireworks because then we have to clean up the field after the game. That's a lot of fun.
You don't. That's why you're the
I've
president.
been out there.
Well, you don't have to. Delegate authority, Bill. Come on. Pitch is high for a ball. 1-1.
I was out here on a Sunday I think it was a first or second homestand, and I was the only one in the ballpark. And I walked out just to check out the field, and I walked out there, and there was, they had cleaned it up, but there's still some shrapnel.
High pop up in the infield. Netzel, the shortstop, will wait and make the catch for out number 1. So still first and second. Now 1 out for Frank Martinez. Well, that's a key here. Ramirez is 0 for 4 today, their leadoff hitter. And he is their leading hitter coming in. Well, he leads them in just about everything. 341 average, 14 doubles, 4 triples, 58 hits on the year. He's only been held hitless in 7 games this season. And this could be number 8 because he's 0 for 4. Now it's Martinez, who's 0 for 3. And a slicer left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Fox will cut it off. They're going to send the man from third, and we'll just lob it back in. So they get their first run of the day. Our lead is 10-1.
Nice piece of hitting right there. The ball down and away, and we talk about it so often, Mark, taking what the pitcher gives you, and he just kind of served it out there to left field, going the other way, and it's one of those where you got to tip your hat to the hitter and for a good job.
So they've got first and second, 1 out for the 3-hitter Daniel Cox. And our lead 10-1 here in the 8th. And that one down and away for a ball. Thank you, sir. I noticed how you gave the ketchup back. Good move, because they brought a hot dog in for me.
Heck yeah, what's Seth Kagi thinking?
You would think Seth would know better than to bring ketchup, but that's all right. Just being helpful, we understand. Here's the 1-0. And sliced foul first base side, and that hit the netting right by our first base dugout. So it's 1-1. Again, a 10-1 Slammer lead. We had a 4-run first, a 5-run third. Tacked one on in the 6th. And now Normal scored their first one here in the 8th against Pack, who delivers. And a bouncer left side. Netzel will go to second base for 1. Farrell's throw in time. 6-4-3 double play. So they get the 1 run, and that's all they get as Pack gets out of it. Return another twin kill. We also did that in the 4th inning. So bottom of 8 is on the way. Slammers lead at 10-1. Back after this timeout here on 1340 WJOL. Beyond us, beyond the third base side. matter of fact, we are going to have a pinch hitter for Fox. It's going to be John Waggle. So, indeed, we are going to make another change. So, Fox had a nice day. 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Now Waggle will bat from the left side. Right-hander on the mound delivers, and that one down and away, ball 1. So Waggle, who's played a lot of second base for us, going to likely go back out in left to replace Fox altogether. Foul out of play. The third base side. Again, not sure what the attendance figure is for tonight, but it's a really, really nice crowd here, and glad to see that. On a fireworks night on the 4th of July weekend. A baseball card giveaway day. And that one, a hard ground ball. First baseman, the backhand stab. Throw to the pitcher covering in time for the out, and just barely in time, but they do get it done. On the 3-1, 1 away for Sean Eston. He will bat for himself here. Again, tomorrow night it's a 7:05 start time. And again, kind of a rare 7:05 for a Sunday, but it's 4th of July weekend. Let you go out and do your thing during the day. Then cap your day by coming out here for a 7:05 start. And you get the Slammers trucker hat, which is actually pretty cool looking. And then, of course, another fireworks night tomorrow night. And a foul coming back over our heads. Matter of fact, it hit the suite to our right and then deflected right back down into the seating bowl to become a souvenir. And, of course, Monday night, the actual 4th of July. A mini American flag giveaway day on Monday. Of course, on the fireworks night, and the biggest and bestest of the homestand will be the actual fireworks display on the 4th. Another 7:05 start. The 1-1 here, fouled again. Same spot, just about. And again, it'll drop back down into the seating bowl. So 1-2 to Sean Eston. And then Tuesday is a 2 for Tuesday, and this time around it's going to be 2 for 1 soft drinks. And by the way, for that 4th of July Monday, it's a mascot Monday. And all I've heard is there are multiple surprise mascots. That's what I've heard. I have not heard any other details on that. That one, a strike outside corner at the knees, and down goes Eston on the called strike 3. 2 away for Kyle Manis. And again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Maury Wills will be here, the legendary former Dodger. Sign autographs and shake hands and things and help out the ball club with some infield instruction, base running instruction. Kyle Manis at the plate. Has walked twice, singled twice, on base all 4 times, 3 runs driven in.
Well, I'm running around, and I apologize for that, Mark. Got another email.
You're a busy man. Pitch inside for a ball, 1-0.
I hate when my job gets in the way of my job. Mark and Bill, we hate to comment twice in a game, but we have seen the Bud Beach at Silver Cross Field, and after moving to Hawaii, we can tell you it may have Bud's name on it, but that's no beach. Aloha from Becky and Dick.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Chase that one up in the zone. Well, you're not getting any argument from us on that, actually. But I'm also not sure it's going to stick around after this season either, is it?
No, probably not.
I didn't think so. One pitch coming to Manis. And that one in the dirt. Ten
runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Slammers. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for Normal.
Ruben on deck. And a shot to center field, base hit. Manis 3 for 3, 3 singles. On base 5 times today. So brings up Ruben. He'll take his time, as instructed by Bill Walewski, to take his time before he gets in the batter's box.
Please. Now, we have a plan. We're going to do something fun if we get done before it's, and I think we will, before it's sufficiently dark. I think we're going to have a little sumo wrestling thing with the players on the field.
Oh, that's very
A
cool.
little round-robin tournament.
Pitches inside for a ball. Leah Rubin has walked and scored, flied out a couple times and struck out.
Well, I am looking diligently here to find how many are high for hits this year. I think it's 15.
Oh, that's right where we are. High fly ball, left field, but Mobbs will have time to get under it. He'll make the catch to retire the side. So we get the single there, but we leave him stranded. We now go to the top of the 9th inning. It's the last chance for the Normal Cornbelters. Slammers with a big lead of 10-1. We're back after this on WJOL.
Shorewood Home and Autos.
That time of night when the big
To pitch the 9th of a 10-1 lead.
You know, I got good news and bad news, Mark.
Okay.
Wait after the pitch.
To Steve Alexander, a ground ball right at the third baseman. Good stag by Heston, took a step back. Fields throws and gets someone away.
As you know, my family's been out of town. They've been on at the Outer Banks in North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
And they come back tonight.
Right.
Okay, that's great news.
Sure.
The bad news is I have to pick them up at the airport at like 11:45.
That is bad. Yeah, because that's never fun.
Okay, folks, the radio at JolietSlammers.com is not the place to find out what the 50-50 raffle ticket number was. All right, Richard Kostecki from Indian Head Park.
We appreciate you listening. We have no such information.
I know this knucklehead. He's in the ballpark.
They don't share that with us. Asif Shah at the plate. And it's a strike on the outside corner.
Rick, I will find out for you. We appreciate you participating. I'm pretty sure you didn't win. But you never know.
By the way, another delectable slammer dog. The Jumbo dog. I'm telling you, the Jumbo Slammer dog here is my favorite ballpark dog. Swing and a miss.
Well, I was asked that on the Outsiders show today, which aired at 11 o'clock here on WJOL, and they had me on for, 50 minutes or something. And they asked me, what kind of hot dog is it? And then, when I said Vienna all beef, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, that's the best hot dog
We're
going.
not messing around. Swing and a miss, strikes him out, pitch down in the zone. 2 down. Oh, they foul tipped it. Didn't hang on, I guess. And now Monis is saying, hey, why is this not strike 3? And now our dugout is saying, why isn't it strike 3?
And I guess the home plate umpire, they're asking him to appeal, and I guess he figures, hey, he tipped it and dropped it. I'm not appealing that.
Except I wrote the K in my book. Oh, we get it
You
anyway.
got it.
Strikes him out and a fastball up in his eyes.
Yeah,
2
and
away.
it's a forward K, too. You didn't have to reverse on
very,
that.
very true. So it was funny because, we have the Robert Wall show on WJOL at night when, a lot of times that Wall show will be on and then we'll come on. And I was listening the other night, getting ready for our broadcast, listening to the Robert Wall show. And that went down. And he was talking about ballpark food, and he was talking about ballpark hot dogs. And he said the worst one is that Dodger dog, which I had said here on these same airwaves a couple weeks previous. I was, for all the hype the Dodger dog gets, it's terrible. That went down in the dirt. 2-0 the count. So I'm counting ours as the best and the Dodger dog as the worst. And I was glad to see that Robert Wall agreed with me that the Dodger dog was the worst.
Something's going on with Skippy down there on the field.
There's the 2-0, and that's going to be a strike. And 2-1 the count.
He was waving up here at us.
Oh.
And as Aaron Morris, who's going to do the on-field interview after the game, as he does after every Slammers win. I don't know if he's missing a microphone or what his deal is.
Swing and a miss. Chase that one on the outside part of the plate. 2-2. They're down to their final strike here. Well, our problem, Bill, is we didn't give up enough runs. Since we only gave up 1, it's going to be a 2.5-hour ball game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little floater. That's going to be a base hit to center field. It will prolong it a little bit. The 2-out single from Mobbs brings up Tyler Keeble, the DH.
Well, all that's important is I have a plan, Mark. We'll entertain these folks while we wait for it to get dark. And what a nice night. What the heck? Where else you got to go?
Absolutely right. All right, so yeah, we'll go down on the field to Aaron Morris for a post-game interview, the player of the game sort of thing. Pitch to Keeble. Swing and a miss. Strikes him. Oh, again. Well, all right. I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself. It's actually 1-1. 1 on. 2 out. Here's the pitch. There's strike 2. Now, once again, they're down to their final strike. Didn't want to get ahead of myself. So Luukkonen trying to close it out.
Slammers fans encouraging Chuck Luukkonen to get that final strike.
And just misses outside corner at the bell. 2-2. Fans wanted that one. Did we get an attendance figure, by the way?
I meant to. I'll get it.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one. Here's the 2-2. And down and in, full count.
Actually, I think John's up here. But let me see what I can work out here.
Runner at first. A 9-run lead, however, so things looking pretty good as we come up now with the 2-out, 3-2 pitch in the 9th. Foul ball, first base side by our dugout. We'll do it again.
Actually, we did get an attendance figure. After I emailed him asking for the attendance, I noticed he already sent it at 8:26. Tonight's attendance here at Silver Cross Field, 2,812.
Very nice. See if we can better that tomorrow. That one going to be up in the zone, ball 4. So after the first 2 men were retired, we get a single, we get a walk. Brings up the catcher, the 8-hitter, A.J. Miller.
Catcher A.J. Miller.
All righty.
There's been, ooh, look at the, I hadn't noticed the graphics on that. Did you see that before?
Yeah, it's all sharp. They did a great job. There's the pitch. That one going to be strike at the belt, 0-1 to Miller. A catcher named AJ, imagine that.
A.J. Hinch, A.J. Brzezinski.
And that one a strike at the belt as well. And once again down to their final strike.
And Spikes and J.L. Bird and the Slammer squad getting these fans fired up for this last out.
The 0-2. Strike 3 called. Ball game is over. 10-1 Slammers win.
Yeah, that's a nice win. They needed to come out here today and get a win out of or against a struggling team right now in the Normal Cornbelters, and good start to a 6-game homestand, Mark.
Well, we do see Aaron